What's good, people? Relevant TV here. Hold up a second. In fact, let's just get straight into it. Where do you know them from?
Raw, bro. We know each other from, like, my mum came about in, like, 2002. Do you get what I'm saying? It's this whole drama that we was in it from 96, 97. And he wasn't even there at that time. He wasn't there, bro.
You know, like when you used to roll with, like, a chick you used to be around, and then you drop her out, and they just can't get over it. They just can't. They try to find every reason why you dropped them. Man just dropped you out. Literally dropped you out. Like, be on the internet on a drawer, and man are claiming to be street guys, right? Man are claiming to be street guys. So when you go online and try to draw someone out, what are they supposed to do? The police are watching. Like, if you really have an issue with someone, you could really see someone outside.
Where you know these rappers from? Who we gonna start with first? No other than Big Bad Spizzle. Bye! Ah! So let's say it for what it is, innit? Where you know Big Bad Spray from Jumping Ship. In fact, before I get into it, shout out Action. Shout out Sterling. Shout out Zags. In fact, shout out Bilal. First man to pull up with a Porsche before people knew what Porsche was. You know Big Bad Spizzle from rapping. Jumping up and down without his shirt off on big YouTube. But hold up a second. Before that, where you know him from? Where did you see him? And who did he put working on? Hold up a second. That was over 20 years ago. But he's still moving like he done it last week. Who gives a shit about what you done 20 years ago? These new youths out here are doing things yesterday. So therefore, 20 years ago has no relevance. The only time it has relevance is if you're moving like you're El Cinerito. I can't believe this brother is the same brother who was talking about beer machine, talking about beer duppies, beer bootings, beer things. Is the man on YouTube now lying, putting false narratives on YouTube about Switchblade has got beef with Gigs, that Ryder has got beef with Gigs making this song. Hold up a second. What's going on here? What is going on? Hold up a second. Tricky never knew him. Tricky said he never had beef with no Big Bad Spizzle. He had beef with C1 and the rest of them. And all of a sudden, this guy with a one slit in his eyebrow popped up from nowhere and started cussing them. Hold up a second. What did you say, Tricky? Some guy, a random guy from nowhere you've never heard of, came and started dissing you, man? That don't make sense to me. That sounds like a beggar and a beg friend to me. Hold up a second. Later on down the line, Vic Santoro calls him out and says, "You little lying fish, if you start calling my name again, I'm going to expose you and tell the people out there what really happened when you got disciplined. And furthermore, don't call my name again." Vic Santoro told him. And from then, Big Bad Spizzle has not mentioned Vic Santoro one time. In fact, do you know who Big Bad Spizzle tried to bully? Chipmunk. Yes, Chip. Oh yeah, and Posty. By posting a video of Posty piping some dead chicken. That doesn't make no sense to me. A man put his hands on you and you go for the next door neighbour instead. Hold up a second. Where did they make that? So let me get this right. This is what you man out there are trying to convince me is a bad boy. A man with 6 tattoos, no mortgage, no property, nothing to leave behind in life. On YouTube, trolling a man that never attacked him. What about the brother that pulled out the borer and put in some work? What about him? How come he's never mentioned? What's going on here? What type of bad boy is this? Hold up a second. In fact, how is it you man out there so convinced he's a bad boy? In fact, I'd like you guys to tell me, what do you know that he's done in life for you out there to be convinced? And I'm not talking about hugging along or tagging along with North Star. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him. Why is man out there so convinced that he's such a bad boy? He's not no John Jones. He's not no Nate Diaz. He's not no Mayweather. He's not old Mike Tyson who would mash you up with their hands or their knees. I don't want to hear about a man with a strap. Because everyone has got a strap. In 2024, who ain't got one just in case? Some man have one for recklessness and some man have one just in case all odds fails and you have no other choice and you have to pull it out. So I don't want to hear no man tell me about a man with a strap. But that I want to hear what you could do by yourself. And if you're not by yourself and you got your brethren, why have they not crashed out yet? What's the long thing if it's not dry stitching? If it's not dry snitching, why is man still chatting away about a man that allegedly was involved in his discipline? I don't get it. I don't want to air it. You know, it's best if Big Bad Spizzle goes after someone like Kais. Because Kais ain't on no IPP. Kais ain't been restrained. Kais is up there, sir. So it's easy to go after Kaiser. Go after Kais and let man out there know you really mean business and start disrespecting Kais. There's no point disrespecting Gigs. He's travelling right now. He ain't got time for you. Kais ain't going nowhere for now. In fact, I only mentioned Kais. I could mention other names, but they're in the background. They're not on the internet. Kais is all over the internet now and again. So why don't you go after Kaiser, Big Bad Spray? That's a challenge for you. Go after man that you know would answer you. Go after Kais. Let's see how bad you are. Let's see if you're really on it. Or are you just going to pick on the guy you know the police is watching? If you don't reply and go after Kais or somebody else, we'll know you're a snitch and you're dry snitching. No ifs, no buts, straight talk. Remain relevant TV as always, like, share, subscribe. Peace.